An unconvincing draw against St Mirren and Paisley at the second time of asking. We're post-match with Derek McInnes. It's a no for the return of fans to Pittodrie. And we hear from Don's legend Neil Simpson on living in the north-east of Scotland.
Do you like Christmas, Paul?
Not really.
Well, I hope after this trip, maybe you'll feel a little bit more the spirit of Christmas.
Give us a hug.
This is what Christmas is all about. Hey, good, we've made some progress.
Everyone back to mine!
Proper Christmas telly.
Oh, you really pulled out all the stops, didn't you?
Boom!
Come together this Christmas on BBC Two and iPlayer.
Cheers.
And a Merry Christmas to you.
And a Happy New Year.
Hello and welcome to the AFC Don's Cast. It's Graham Mackay here with your week's Don's News on Tuesday the 8th of December. Also coming up, we have the World Cup qualifier draw that took place yesterday. More on that later. First up though, the poor run of form continues a week on from the disappointing League Cup loss against St Mirren. Aberdeen didn't shower ourselves with any plaudits in this 1-0 draw in Paisley in the Premiership. Coming back into the squad this week came Ross McCrory, Lewis Ferguson and Connor McLennan. Both McCrory and Ferguson started, with McLennan taking a seat on the bench. Funso Ojo was also dropped to the bench. Joining him on there was Dean Campbell. Now McGinn was ruled out due to a groin injury. The expectation for this week, with Ferguson and McCrory returning, was that we would have a bit more about us, and that was true to a point, but St Mirren were coming at us at pace on the counter-attack. Ilkay Dermot had a shot tipped over, while Dylan Connolly blasted over from close range. Connolly again had sight of goal when he sprinted beyond three Aberdeen defenders, but shot at the legs of Joe Lewis. Johnny Hayes scored the opener against the run of play in the 37th minute after picking up an excellent cross from Matty Kennedy. Hayes' header going in at the back post. St Mirren's leveller was from the penalty spot in the 43rd minute when a shot from John Obika hit Tommy Hoban's arm. A harsh decision for the Dons. Jamie McGrath scored from the spot kick to make it 1-0. Lewis Ferguson was sent off early in the second half. Obika ran into the path of the midfielder, which knocked over Lewis. But surprisingly, Bobby Madden called it as a foul, issued the second yellow, and then the red put the Dons down to 10 men. Derek McInnes was also booked after complaining to Madden about his decision. St Mirren's Saints victory. Cammy McPherson put a free kick just past the post from another set piece. Conor McCarthy was inches away from connecting with a header at the back post. Dermot passed up another golden chance when he hit a weak shot at Lewis from inside the box, while Richard Tate broke through the defence but was blocked by Joe. And in the final seconds of the game, Lewis had defender Andrew Considine to thank after yet another horror mistake. The Dons captain was left scrambling on the floor after failing to hold a loose ball, and Lee Irwin had a free shot at goal, but Considine was on the line to block his shot. The Dons are stacking it at our fourth away defeat on the trot. We dropped to fourth in the Scottish Premiership as Hibs push ahead of us 1 point behind Celtic in second, following their win against Motherwell.
I thought right from the outset far more competitive. Still want us to be better at the retaining the ball at the top end of the pitch, but I thought by and large, Ferguson and McCrory in there making tackles and putting themselves about. I thought we scored a very good goal. They still had a couple of opportunities. They've got their tails at the minute. Team playing with a lot of confidence. I think that's 8 games unbeaten for them. You can see that in their play. And I still thought, although they didn't have anywhere near as much of the game as they had last week, they still had a couple of opportunities. And but we spoke at half time about we felt a real injustice with the penalty. If that's a handball, I don't know what Tommy's meant to do there. To be honest, having looked at it again, he's half a yard away from the instant.
It did seem soft to everybody in the...
Listen, it's we can understand. The biggest thing that we're always told at referees' meetings on handball, the biggest factor is distance. So I don't know, half a yard, what you meant to do there. It's not as if he's put his hands out. It seems just to come up and hit against him, the pictures that I've seen. I felt it was a real injustice. The sending off, Ferguson's had 2 challenges in the game. I actually thought he's get fobbed off into his face with the challenge, and then it looks clumsy. But again, a wee bit of understanding. It wasn't stopping a promising attack. It was deep in their half, and I just felt that decision for two instances in the game for Ferguson to be sent off for that, I thought it was really harsh again.
Looking at elsewhere in the Scottish Premiership, Hibs are up to third place thanks to a 3-0 victory over Motherwell at Fir Park on Saturday afternoon. Livingston defeated Dundee United 2-0 at the Tony Macaroni Arena, while Hamilton Accies beat Kilmarnock 1-0 at the Foy Stadium. On Sunday, Rangers took the win against Ross County in Dingwall in the Sunday lunchtime kick-off with a 4-0 win, and the last Premiership match of the weekend saw Celtic fight back to deny St Johnstone victory in a 1-1 draw. It was a 6-goal thriller for Aberdeen women, taking all the goals in their away match to Stirling University women. 3 goals from goal-scoring machine Bailey Hutchinson and 3 individual goals from Gover, Ogilvie and Fraser gives Aberdeen women an 8-point lead at the top of SWPL2.
Between the 23rd and 27th of December, a maximum of 3 households will be able to form a bubble to meet indoors. But just because you can, doesn't mean you should. Every time we meet other households, we run the risk of catching and spreading the virus. The safest way to spend the festive season is to stay at home with your own household. But if you need to join another, find out how to do it as safely as possible at gov.scot. Stopping the spread starts with all of us.
OK, let's catch up with a bit of news then, and any chance of getting back to Pittodrie for Christmas was given a blunt no from the Scottish Government late last week. Aberdeen had put forward proposals for the return of fans to our upcoming games against Ross County, St Johnstone and Dundee United, with 1,000 fans returning initially for the Ross County match this weekend, followed by 2,000 for the St Johnstone and Dundee United matches. A Scottish Government spokesperson said, "We understand the importance of fans returning to stadiums, but any restrictions must be taken in the context of the restrictions in place to control coronavirus. Fans in limited numbers can attend stadiums in areas under level 1, and the best way to get fans back is to reduce the prevalence of the virus." Meanwhile, it's likely any such move for the return of fans was dented further following a series of breaches by Scottish Premiership clubs. Both Kilmarnock and St Mirren were given sanctions after the admission by both clubs in breaching the SPFL's COVID-19 regulations. Kilmarnock and St Mirren admitted breaches involving the seating arrangements on their coaches and at pre-match meals. St Mirren also admitted failing to provide suitable facilities to enable players to observe physical distancing at training, and also accepted that players had been car sharing to and from training. Both clubs were given a suspended fine of £40,000 until the 30th of June next year, pending any further breaches. Kilmarnock's league match with Motherwell on the 2nd of October will also be recorded as a 3-0 win for Motherwell. St Mirren's league matches with Motherwell and Hamilton have also been recorded as 3-0 wins for the opposition clubs. Add to that, Dundee United are now facing tough questions as a leaked photo shows all the team's players and staff came together for a team photo last Friday, 49 people in total. The entire first team coaching staff, including manager Mickey Mellon, are now self-isolating. 9 members of the playing squad are also in quarantine. Scott Wright is in Manchester following keyhole surgery on a double hernia on Saturday morning. Scott is expected to be sidelined for between 4 to 6 weeks. Meanwhile, Aberdeen have opened up contract talks with Scott. The player is leaving negotiations to his agent and the club. Finally this week, some sad news. The last surviving member of Aberdeen's 1955 league winning side, Bobby Wishart, has died. Bobby scored 45 goals in 177 appearances for the Dons between 1953 and 1961. The inside forward joined the Dons in 1952 from Edinburgh side Merchiston and went on to become a key member of the team when Aberdeen won the top flight title for the first time in 1955. During his time with the Dons, Bobby was capped at Scotland under-23 level and represented the Scottish League 11 on 2 occasions. Our thoughts are with Bobby's family.
Catch live audio and video of our next match only on Red TV. Subscribe now for full Matchday coverage, replays, highlights and all the goals, exclusive interviews and behind the scenes content. Sign up now at redtv.afc.co.uk. The best of the action only on Red TV.
You actually, you left Aberdeen for a wee while, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Newcastle, then Motherwell. Did it change your view of the area? I mean, we're always desperate to come back.
Yeah, probably. My roots were here. Oh, we started, sorry.
The Dons winter campaign #OurHome continues. This time, Mal catches up with Dons legend Neil Simpson.
Oh, we'll get through. So Archie used to take you up there. See the trees? So you warm up, get up round that brown tree. There wasn't so much. Get back, right, sprint up to there, right, jog to here. So you were all up in that bit there. And then, of course, down by the river occasionally for your warm-up. Take them away for a warm-up, and you would just go away there and...
You're obviously very proud of your upbringing, Neil.
Yeah.
Did it very much define the person you are?
I think so. I think, like farming community, working class, I think people are renowned for really working hard, and I think during my period of playing football, that was my main asset, was hard work. And Fergie demanded that, and Archie, and I think that's something you got to do. And also, being like from the northeast, I think people did get too bigsy, as my granny would say, or did get too down. Just did play things too up. Just get on with it and do your best. Yeah.
You can watch the full interview with Neil Simpson, the half hour on Red TV. This coming Saturday, it's our first home game for a while, this time against Ross County. Kick-off is at 3 p.m, and you'll be able to watch the match live with your virtual season ticket, pay-per-view, or with your Red TV International subscription. Following that match, on the run-up to Christmas, we have the midday televised kick-off against Kilmarnock on Sunday the 20th of December, and our midweek fixture away at Fir Park against Motherwell on Wednesday the 23rd of December. Kick-off is at 7:45 p.m. Looking ahead, the FIFA World Cup qualifiers for the World Cup 2022 in Qatar took place yesterday. Scotland have been drawn against Denmark, Austria, Israel, the Faroe Islands and Moldova. Qualifying matches will take place between March and November next year. You've still got time to send a Christmas message to fellow supporters who you haven't been able to meet this season at Pittodrie, on the road and at away games, or a message to friends and family across the UK or around the world. You can send your messages by going to invernessreds.co.uk/Christmas, and all messages will be read out on our Christmas Eve podcast. That's invernessreds.co.uk/Christmas. You can keep up to date with all the latest Dons news on our social media. Just follow Inverness Reds on Facebook and Twitter, or on the website at invernessreds.co.uk, where you'll also get live score updates and stats from the match on Saturday. I'll be back next Tuesday with all the latest Dons news and reaction from the Ross County match. Between now and then, though, stay safe and stand free.
That's all for this week. More Aberdeen news next Tuesday evening from 8.